And a mother's murder that happened more than 30 years ago. Tonight, investigators are going one-on-one with our Grace White with an inside look at the 1988 killing of Caroline Susan Bolen.
How did you come across this case?
It was a fateful begin to this investigation that I find a loose piece of paper in another box.
On that piece of paper was a lab report with the name Caroline Susan Bolen. It sparked Texas Ranger Brandon Bess's curiosity, and what he found was chilling details from the tiny town of Silsbee, north of Beaumont, about the young mother's unsolved murder from July of 1988.
The Silsbee Police Department got a call from Miss Bolen's boyfriend. So he stopped to check on her, and when he did, that's when he discovered that she was indeed deceased.
Was the boyfriend a suspect?
Yes, as in any investigation, any person that she was friends with, especially romantic relationships, were considered.
But eventually, Ranger Bess says he and others were ruled out. Over the years, investigators began to dissect her life, looking for any reason someone would want her dead.
Miss Bolen had 2 kids. She had a 6-year-old boy, and I think her daughter was probably 9 or 10 at the time. She worked for a local hospital there in Beaumont.
She was well known and well liked, he said, making solving her murder even more confusing.
This was not a forced entry case that you're looking for here. There's not a, this is not a robbery that we know of.
So they turned to DNA. Using Othram, a private lab in the Woodlands, and a grant Silsbee police were awarded from a nonprofit called Season of Justice.
All the DNA that we had that we believed to be suspect DNA was indeed the same person.
Now begins the work of forensic genealogy, building out family trees.
When you have DNA, I don't think any case is unsolvable when you have DNA, because everybody's kin to somebody.
And for the case this Texas Ranger just stumbled upon, it's a fighting chance for a family to finally get answers.
I've not done one of these that we have DNA in that we haven't solved.
Grace, they have the DNA, but how can the public help?
Well, they want anyone, the Texas Rangers wants anyone who knew Bolen to call them. They're actually looking for more details about her life. So often we ask people to call if they know who did it, but in this case, investigators tell me they need anyone who even just knew her to come forward. We have the number and all the case information on KHOU.com.
We've seen major cases out on the West Coast, familial DNA that leads to a suspect. Let's hope they get their person here.
We'll keep following it.
All right, thank you, Grace.